Welcome back and welcome to Tricky Words Set 2. Today, we will dive into a dozen or so more pairs and trios of tricky words. And let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, hamsters. Kia. Capital. One has an O and one has an A. Meet me at the Capitol building, OL, a building in which political fun stuff takes place. Meet me at the Capitol. The Capitol is the physical building into which you can walk. The capital with an AL, the capital city of Indiana is Indianapolis. Make that a capital letter. Important city, uppercase letters. Capital with an AL. What is the capital of Mississippi? Jackson. Very good at capitals. Also, a capital letter with an AL. Capitol, OL, is always a building. Meet me at the Capitol building. Bear, B-A-R-E, naked or to uncover. The toddler laughed as he showed his bare buttocks to his grandmother. The toddler bared his pants, uncovered his pants to moon his grandmother. And then a bear. Bear with me, people. This is going to be tricky for all of us moving forward. Mr. McClung's going to be absent for a little while. Bear with me, okay? Hang in there. Endure. Carry that weight. And don't fight the bear, for crying out loud. Bear, naked, or to become naked, to uncover. Let me bear the truth, okay? I will uncover, B-A-R-E, the truth. Bear with me, okay? It's going to be a struggle. Carry that weight. Endure. Hang in there. Do not fight the bear. Through and through. Don't see this one very often, but occasionally we do. So T-H-R-E-W, he threw the ball. It is a past tense verb specifically for the word throw. Okay, today I throw the ball to my son. Yesterday I threw the ball to my son. Okay, in the past. Through. He threw the ball through a window. It went through it, propelled, maybe into the room. A preposition, through, generally indicating direction. Walk through the door and onward with your life when the bell rings. Accept and accept. I do see this one occasionally. A-C-C-E-P-T. Accept this prize. Receive it. Take it home with you. Accept is excluding, right? When we see EX, generally that is the connotation. Everyone except, okay, Billy got a prize. Everyone except for you gets a candy. You don't get a candy. Everyone except for you gets to accept an award of candy. This is one, for whatever reason, I have seen quite a bit this year in writing specifically. And again, sometimes I reference our smarter students. This is a mistake that some of our smarter students make, and it doesn't really make sense to me. This is pretty simple. Let's even ignore the first two letters. Man, men. M-A-N, over here, is one man. Men, M-E-N, is more than one. So, I don't know why we make this mistake, people. The woman entered the women's bathroom. Women, more than one, entered the women's bathroom. Woman, anytime you use it, it is pertaining to one and only one woman. Women, with an E-N, is multiple. What I have seen in writing is some of you saying she was a good woman. I heard somebody wrote this about Calpurnia when we were reading To Kill a Mockingbird. She was a wonderful woman. Calpurnia is one human being. She is a woman, okay? We have singular with A and plural with E. And I don't know where this is coming from, but think of it this way. If the bathroom door said woman, only one technically could go in there. This is for a specific woman. There are multiple women allowed to enter this restroom, okay? Understand the difference between singular and plural. I don't know from where this is coming. This is kind of a new error, but I have seen it quite a bit. When you are using plural, go with EN, but Calpurnia, she is only one woman, okay, amongst a world of women. Past and past. This is another one we see occasionally messed up here, and we have Peyton Manning and Baker Mayfield. Obviously, they're totally different human beings, and as far as quality quarterback as well. But I digress. Past. Think in the past. Peyton Manning, sadly, is a quarterback from the past. Baker Mayfield, past tense verb for pass. Okay, yesterday I passed the ball to my son, Baker Mayfield. Here you go. Some of you football fans will appreciate this. Pass the ball to the other team. Interception, past tense verb. Difference between these two here. Lose and loose. All right? Don't lose your pants. Don't lose your keys. Don't lose your highlighter. Don't lose your head. All those things are important for you to hang on to. Don't lose your cell phone. You don't want to lose your cell phone. If your pants are too loose, you're in danger of losing them. See what I did there? Public service announcement. Wear pants in public. Buy a belt. Sometimes I see students, sagging out their huggy bottoms with a belt on. It's like, what's the point of the belt if your boxers are hanging out? So don't lose your pants. And if they're too loose, buy a belt, or heaven forbid, get some pants that fit, people. All right? And congrats if you lost weight, right? Pants are too loose. 222. This is another one here. I don't have a lot of students who mess up the one in the middle. TWO, pretty common. You have 2 feet, okay? Unless you're some sort of animal of which I'm not aware. Most of you, I think all of you I have in class this year, you have 2 feet. The number 2. However, when we talk about 2 and 2, the ones on the outside here, 1 O, 2 O's, I like to think of a very, very easy way to remember this. So let's start with 2, T-O, on the left side. It's always a preposition, okay? Go to the store. Preposition, where? Where are you going to go? Go to the park, okay? I'm going to go to my friend's house, okay? Preposition indicating where in most cases. T-O-O, you notice there's an extra O there. So I think it's pretty simple here, and hopefully this will help you if you are watching the video. The extra O implies that there is extra. There is additional. So think about the meanings here. It can mean 2 things. Excessive or more than you need of something, or also. So excessive means surplus, also means in addition to. There is an extra O there. So think about this. You have too many shoes. More than you need, add the O. Too many. Let me go to in addition to. So if you are in addition, it is extra, add the O. Let me go to. You have too many shoes. You need 2 at a time. Some of you have like 37 pairs of shoes. Congratulations, by the way. But T-O-O implies extra. There's an extra O there. Use it to remember the difference between 2 and 2. And don't confuse the one in the middle. Breath and breathe. Even as I read them, you'll notice there is a difference. Breath, take a breath. Feel better. Breathe, people. Breathe. Notice how with breathe, you pronounce that E a little bit more aggressively. In doing so, add the E on the end, okay? So breath, B-R-E-A-T-H, is a noun. Take a breath, okay? Something we have to do. Take a breath, right? The action of doing so, please breathe, is a verb. They sound differently, spell them just like they sound. Breathe needs that extra E. Take a breath. Let's move on to the next slide. Sit and set. When we went through Tricky Words Set 1, we talked about lie and lay. Sit and set are kind of cousins. So sit, the act of putting your butt on a surface. Sit on the windowsill. Sit in your desk. Some of you like to sit on top of the desks. It's kind of the way I like to roll when I lecture too, so I don't blame you. Set down the weapon. It means to place, just like lay means to place down my highlighter with which I have been fidgeting, because that's the way I like to roll. I will set it down. I am done with it. I place it, I put it down, I lay it down. Sit down. You cannot sit down a highlighter. You set it, you place it down. I'm going to not hold on to it for the next slide, just as inspirational purpose. Sit your butt down, set down the highlighter, Mr. McClung. Who's and whose? Contractions. We talked about those last class. Anytime you see that little guy, weep, it means that a letter has been omitted. In this case, and sometimes more than one letter, in this case, it is the I. Who is at the door? Okay. Second one over here. Whose? Ownership. Which? Of whom? Whose cup is this? Whose shoes are these? Who is, again, you decide, I'm going to make the lifestyle change. Let me grab my highlighter back. I want to no longer use contractions. Who is, if that's the way you want to roll, who is at the door? Whose. Sounds the same as whose ownership, which, of whom, whose cup, whose iPad, whose iPhone. Why do we keep going technology today? Whose coffee cup is this? To whom does it belong? Whose shoes? Breaks and breaks. This is one that, frankly, we don't use the words a lot, but I do want you to take a second, just kind of refresh yourself on this if this is a confusion for you. So breaks, B-R-E-A-K-S, is the one you're going to use a majority of the time. The only reason you should ever use B-R-A-K-E-S is if you're in a car. That is the only brakes, A-K-E-S, that you should ever use. Slow down, hit the brakes, noun, things in the car. Breaks, periods of rest. Pretty very simple there. No trick. It's not like I and me here. We don't have exceptions with than. Breaks and breaks. Take breaks, slow down. And that's it. We'll move on to tricky word set 3 next time. Good luck on your exit quiz, and I will see you via video next class. Deuces, as the kids say.